Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to SpaceBourne 2, Episode 2. What I'm calling Zero to Hero, or Hero to Zero, whichever way it works. So in the last episode, we successfully managed to get our spaceship blown up, and we've respawned here. So the story continues. Again, I will skip out the dialogue because a lot of people have already done the dialogue. You can do it if you play the game. You can go through and make up a story, a bit of RP, however you want to do it. But from my perspective, having already played the game, I don't need to do that, and I really kind of want to showcase the game in terms of what it's capable of, more than just going through dialogue choices. Okay, so our new objective is to go meet Anchor. And Anchor is just over here somewhere. And you can see the icon for the ship. However, as you will see, this turns out to not actually be our ship. Get some stamina back. Okay, so this apparently is our father's ship. Why we didn't have this one in the first place is kind of beyond me. But anyway, yeah, so the thing to do now, they just explained that this was my father's ship and that we have to go find stuff and take over the universe and, as you do, usual kind of thing. So, strangely, although there is a roof, we can just take off. Oh, the roof is now open. Kind of.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, never actually noticed that before, but yeah, the roof apparently does open. Alrighty, so we need to track the big girl, set the route, and as I say, put all your pips on engines. Makes it a lot easier to control on the planet, although the wind is very low here, so not too much of a problem. So this ship is going to be our home for a little while, and we can have a look, I believe, here. So we've got a couple of burst weapons, a couple of beam weapons, and a missile pod, and presumably fairly basic equipment. That's all going to have to be upgraded. But we do have 3,500 shield, just over 4,000 armour, which with the various equipments it gets boosted, so 13 and 16. Pretty similar to the ship we had, I think, in terms of total armour and shield. But we do now have 3 perks, so we can boost everything, which uses energy obviously, boost defensive, or use an engine burst. So an engine burst just shoots us forwards a certain distance. I forget the actual distance now, but very, very far. So if you get into trouble, you can sometimes just burst forwards and get out of it.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
So here we are, just about to arrive at Lion Station, where apparently the big girl is. This looks like an interesting place, doesn't it? So I've got my pips to normal, drop my landing gear.
Deployed.
So this is the first opportunity that you actually have to change the ship, do anything with the ship. So we're not extremely rich, but I will get a catcher probe. They are useful for finding things in the system, such as if you're doing bounty contracts, which obviously we're not ready to do yet. Rocket wise, I'm going to get rid of the balanced rockets, and we'll get some burner rockets. And components wise, we don't have anything. I did put a couple of things in here. So we have, that's for mining, the Misacta booster, and the cargo. So if you have a look here, you'll find that we don't actually have a cargo slot, so it's no good to us. But we do need some boosters, things to help us in there, so we're going to be buying a little bit of stuff. But first of all, we need to go and find out what this big girl is. So feel free to wander around the station. You can walk all the way down there, or you can use the fast travel. Just the first time we're here, I will walk down or run. So these characters here, you'll see, are offering missions.
Point of view. But I still think we should be careful and consider other options before making.
I don't generally bother with those missions. I think there's a lot of improvement can be made as the game progresses. Those missions can get a bit more varied and interesting perhaps. Don't pay too much attention to the sleazy area. Nothing you can do. So here we are. If you use fast travel to get here, you will arrive here, and obviously that's a useful place to be. And services here for equipping things, but we actually need to go all the way over into this corner. And through the doors. And then we have another meeting to skip through, so I'll get this done. And there we go. So the next mission is, I think, to go and find Kold, who is a guy we need to help us. Oh, okay. Oh, you can go down there. Let's just quickly buy some stuff. I could steal it off the other ship, but I need a ship manager for that, so it's just as easy. Nope, the other one. Gotta be careful here not to interact with the fast travel, which is easily done. So we're gonna buy 5 of those. Might as well get the T2. I don't know if there's much difference between the T1 and the T2. They both seem to operate the same. And I think some energies are useful. Damage might be useful, but I think it's likely energy we'll be running out of, and need to quickly boost that. And you could check the components here against what we have. And let me just have a look for an example. So there's a green hull there. You can see it does improve, and it does give us a shield bonus, so that's quite a good one. Only 45,000. And I'm not sure. Let's start at the top. I didn't pay much attention to the modules that I've got on this ship. No, we don't have one of those. Do them one at a time. We don't have one of those. We've just done hull. Let's have a look at shields. No shields. Okay. Power. No power. Interesting. Weapons. A little bit better, but yeah, doesn't make an enormous difference. So we'll save the 50 grand. Try aim. We have a green aim. It's always worth looking at the higher tier ones. So damage absorb chance is better, ship crit is better, but it's not hugely better. So again, I think for 50 grand we might just hold off on that. Engines, no green ones. 319, 3000. Yeah, so that's the best one in terms of speed, but again, for the money, I don't think it's worth it. We won't have a scan. No. We know we haven't got a cargo, drone, consumables we've done. So there we go, that's pretty much all we can use at the moment on that. So go to components and mod catchers. And then the hull. Okay, so we can sell that one. And we get 22,000 back, so that reduces the cost a little bit. So a quick look in the turrets. So we definitely don't need flagship weapons, so I'll switch those off. Not really interested in Gatlings. We currently have burst, and I think we had beam as well. Yeah, 2 beam weapons, 77 and 74. That's a better beam, but again it's 150,000. And pulse. Did we not have pulse? Only showing us that. Let me just go check. Oh, burst it was, not pulse. Okay, so we currently have beams. Not keen on beams, really. They generally get very hot. And although they don't do much damage, they do continuous damage, so that's a bonus. We also have a missile pod. If you change the missile pod, you lose the missiles, but say they are only cheap, so that's not too much of a problem. Let's just see what we've got. So we do have a green burst, 700,000. That's most of our money at the moment. 2.5 degrees heat per shot. So again, I think for now we'll leave that. We need to make a bit of money first. So fast travel back is the easiest way. Brings you back to the door. And let's go see where Kold is at.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so contracts again, Kold, set route, and off we go back to Stargate, which of course is behind the planet. So this will take a little while. You go to the trebuchet point and that'll throw you around orbital gravity.
Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Three, two, one. Destination reached.
Okay, so he's behind the gate here, which is kind of unusual.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Here we come. Let's find a suitable spot and wait for the carrier ship.
Right, so this mission can be a little bit tricky. So we have to just wait for this ship. And then when you find it, hit caps lock for cruise mode and back the speed off. And you want to try and keep the distance at about 1,000 meters. So I'm just using the scroll wheel on the mouse here just to speed up a little bit.
Losing the target.
So we're losing the target, so we need to go a little bit faster. Just keep an eye on that distance. It's coming down. 1,000. So just back off a little bit. Don't want to get too close. So when it gets up to about 1050 or so, oh, swinging round. There we go. So just adjust your speed and try and keep that between sort of 900 and 1100. And just follow him.
I'm sure most of them are. In the future, when we have enough power, we can seize such places, free the prisoners and expand the army.
So the original briefing for this mission apparently was just to come and scope it out.
Losing the target.
It was supposed to be a reconnaissance mission, but in actual fact, because we see an opportunity, I think we take it and we grab him anyway. So using the cruise mode with caps lock is definitely the easiest way to do this, because otherwise you're kind of charging in.
We are losing the target. There it is.
Take caps lock off.
Off to the carrier and hijack the ship.
For some reason my mouse cursor is all screwed up. There we go. Just press K a couple of times, puts it back. Alright, so now we're actually going to hijack the ship, which was not the plan originally. We just leave our ship there. Hey guys, just going to borrow this ship if you don't mind.
What's going on? What's happening?
And then we just need to leave the area, and that's just basically
We got covered.
full pips to engines.
Try to avoid their attacks and
X to chuck out the chaff.
let's walk away. It doesn't matter where. Just
Shield
Alright.
recharging.
hold their attacks any longer.
So we're just going to warp away. They say it doesn't matter where, but obviously the Stargate is the logical choice. So here, wait for the missile, throw out some chaff,
Calibration module activated.
put full shields on just in case something hits us.
Waiting for the thruster input.
We are safe now.
There we go, easy as that.
What the fuck?
Your warp drive is jammed. Wait there. We are on our way. Leave that ship and come here.
Right, so it says return to our ship, but you can see it's actually a fair way away. So the best way to do it is just to cruise a bit, ooh, too far, cruise a bit closer to your ship. You don't have to. It just makes the where's he gone? The spacewalk a little bit easier and quicker.
Landing gear retracted.
The guards are here. Destroy ships.
Weapons online. Shield recharging.
Let's get a few things set up here. Ready to go. So with Cruise on here, I'm actually a bit faster than him, so just backing off.
Target destroyed. Target shields down. Target destroyed. Target shields down. Target destroyed.
There we go. Nothing too complicated there. And don't forget to pull up to a halt. We could catch these. Just before I do that, just going to see what that loot is.
All the stargates are holed. We can't use them now. We need to jump Itog's system from here.
You're right. Jump takes much longer this way and gives serious headaches. But I guess there is no other way.
Pod stabilized.
Let's check if there are any more pods. That's the one we just did. Yep. Haven't seen any others. Okay, so here you activate your drive and they highlight it for you. But if it's not highlighted, you can go to the map and set a route, and then when you press B, you will more easily be able to see it. So log on to it.
Calibration module activated.
Can actually put my weapons away.
Completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
And you basically ignore the other ship. I'm assuming that the passengers have already been transferred. So then it's just a case of waiting, and I think we get a bit of chit chat along the way. So I'll let you watch.
Exiting solar system star gravity. In 3, 2, 1.
We are all clear. Let's go back to Lion Station.
Lion Station? Is Elijah sent you?
Yes, she is.
I did not expect that. All Elijah's friends and geeks. She can't afford to hire mercenary fighter pilots. How did she convince you of this rescue operation?
Let's talk about this when we get to the station. Okay?
Okay, so we're about to arrive in a new system, which just goes to show you can move system to system without the stargates, which is another neat feature of this game. You can obviously check, if we check our cargo, you can see that guy we picked up is worth 20,000, which is nothing really. You'll get 750,000, well, 500,000 maybe on the later levels, but we're only very low level, so even 20,000 at this level will help. And we also got a couple of items which might help. I'd say railguns can be okay. If you equip all railguns, they do a good job. And power, we can see, is actually worse than the one we've got. So probably won't be using that. Anyhow, we need to get to Lion Station again.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
So here we are. Again, just put all my pips on normal so that the ship isn't too overly responsive. Got the landing gear.
deployed.
Now, a piece of advice later in the game is more applicable than here, but I would recommend that you put your shields on full and also do a quick save. If you're within the station, deep in the bowels of the station, and it gets attacked by pirates, they will take out your ship. So, just a little piece of advice there. Let me just quickly have a look at the weapons. Yeah, so we're not currently using rails, and although the base damage is actually really good on rails, you can see the heat is terrible, 5.2. So I'm not going to be using that. And the power, as you saw, is worse than the one we've got, so we won't be using that either. Okay, so here I'm going to fast travel. Go to the marketplace. And as you see, we spawned exactly there. We'll chat to Alacia first. Okay, so we did level up our adventurer skill while we were chatting there, and you can see now the mission is to wait until Kold sets up a system. So now you get a chance to go off and do a bit of your own thing. So first thing we'll do is go to character talents and adventurer, and again it's personal choice here which one you level up. What you can do is look on the left hand side here and see what's particularly low, so reflexes and endurance, but neither of those are part of this. So reflexes is your pilot and endurance is your soldier. So those are the two low ones. So we're looking for intelligence, local coordination, and again, I'd say it's really personal choice. So increases money rewards from contracts. That's possibly a good one to get, but it's going to take us a little while to get there. So we'll chuck the points in there for now. And regards contracts, as I say, we've got to wait now until Kold sets up a system for us to go to. So although we're tracking it, there's currently nothing to do. So let's go sell our loot. $18,000 for that one, $15,000 for that one. So the money is pretty small at the moment, but it will get better. So we do need to buy one more of those. And we also need to sell the, or not sell, but hand in the bounty that we collected. But I don't think we can do that here, as far as I know. Sometimes on these stations you will find a security terminal at the top here, but in this case we do have a ship manager. So we can transfer items or we can call the ship, and as you can see we do have that original ship. We could strip some stuff off it. Just go back to transfer items. So you can see our current ship is this one, that's our old ship, and we did have a load of loot on it. So we can take the loot off. And put it back on our current ship. I think I was keeping the shotgun for a reason. But actually we'll probably come across a much better one soon. Okay, so having transferred that now, we can see it's actually in our current inventory. So let's just have a quick look. So that gives much better armor. Damage resistance, damage absorption. Another one there, 482. 482 actually looks to be about the same. 593 HP. Yeah, I think those are the same. Another shotgun there, 106 DPS. So looks like they're doubled up actually. Interesting. Yeah, we've got 2 lots of everything. So I think that's a new bug that's been introduced. Interesting. Right, let's shoot back to the marketplace. And sell some of that stuff. So we're not going to use a Gatling. We don't need 2 shotguns. And I don't think we're going to be using torpedoes yet. They're very slow. They do a lot more damage than missiles. But later on in the game they might be more relevant. Let's just go to our character. Level 5. Can we... No. We're not high enough level yet. So what I'll do is I'll chuck those in the bank for now, although to be honest by the time I need them I'm probably going to have better stuff anyway. Components, we did put that back in, but we do still have the one guy, so we can't actually pick up 4, we can only pick up 3 now.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so now you get a bit of a chance just to experiment and look around. See what's available. So we have looking for pilot. Tracking ships at the moment we can't do, we don't have that facility, and although we could go and investigate the galaxy trade, you're going to need a lot of money to be trading, so there's no point doing that just yet. So slave market to destroy there. Research base must be protected. Those are the easy ones. Slightly more difficult ones, killing these guys. So that's level 5, that's level 8. Let's take that one and destroy slave market. See how we get on with that. So back into your contracts. We'll try that one first. Okay, so we're already in that system. It's there. And of course around the other side of the planet. Just going to see whether we can maybe just come out this way a little bit and get a straight run at it rather than having to go around the planet. Looks like it's going to force us to do that. Let's just try reselecting it. There we go. Now we can go straight to it. Okay, so again, before we do this, hit F6. Then you don't have to go through all of that again. So as I get closer, you'll hear the noise change, the warp noise, and you can also see the countdown if you can read the numbers. So we're just going to set our pips. I'm going to go high shields to start with because I don't know how effective these weapons will be at this level. And as soon as we drop out, hit caps lock,
Weapons
get our
online.
weapons out,
Shield
find the
recharged.
ships. Yeah, so these guys are pretty tough.
Target shields are down. Target destroyed.
Fortunately their armor goes down quite quickly. Another guy down here. Maybe try the bursts. Yeah, the bursts actually seem to do a lot more damage than the beams. So.
I will deal with him!
Shield
So
recharged.
that guy's staying out of the way, so we'll get this guy. He's ducking him out all over the place, isn't he?
Target shields down. Target destroyed.
So that was the guy we came to kill, but obviously this guy's not going to be able to, not going to be allowed to get away with shooting us.
Target shields down. Target destroyed.
Okay, so usual procedure after doing all of this, you might want to leave your shields charging. You want to just check for loot. Again, you can select them individually, or you can just select all if you want them all. So we'll send that guy out. I did see a pod around somewhere. There it is. You just hold the right mouse button. Try and keep your little dot over the pod itself. The closer it is, the easier it is.
Pod stabilized.
But if you get too close, then they tend to warp away. Switch the weapons off. See if there are any more pods. Yeah, this is 5,000 away, so this is going to be quite tricky. Got to find where the pod is. And I'm having problems identifying. So what we'll do is we'll press 5, which is an engine burst. And you can see that got us 2,000 closer. We'll do one more.
Pod stabilized.
I don't think there are any more. Okay, if you're not sure if you've already typed that one, oh, there you go. It's done. You can just see if it's stabilized by having a close look at it. Okay, so one of those was 78,000. That's not bad. And 26,000. And burst weapon, you can see 407 damage. Not as good as the one we've got. So I don't use the shotguns. Never tried them, but it's an alternative. And 462 is better than one of the ones we've got, and it does have a primary item bonus. so we might use that one. In terms of the beam weapons, as you saw, they took ages to get the shield down on the ship. The burst weapons did a much better job, so what I'll probably do is change all of them to burst, or at least one more to burst, and then put in perhaps a pulse just in case I need to take lasers down. But that's again personal choice. Okay, so we need a station that we can hand these convicts into, and we don't have one here, so let's choose the other mission. Track that, set a route, and you can see top left hand corner we do have a route this time, so we are going to have to go through the Stargate.
Calibration module activated.
And again, I keep saying it because it's quite important, especially in an early access game. F6, save your progress, just in case.
Weapons online.
Oh, wrong one. Just in case there's a problem, you don't want to have to do all that again. Or maybe you do. Some people like to do things over and over again, but I personally don't, so having achieved that and got some good stuff out of it, I like to save the game. You'll also see in the top left we have a plus sign, so that means we can level up, almost certainly pilots. Quick way into that is to press the O key, save you going through the menus. So again, 3 points. This time we could choose reflexes or perhaps willpower. We do already have armor and shield increase on willpower, so we'll go for that again. See if we can get up to the next level for that. Control H.
To the jump point to start jump process.
Doesn't always work. If it doesn't work, just press the H key, go up to the top here to signals, Stargate, jump to the next route. That achieves the same thing.
Please proceed through the gate to the path reserved for you.
You reach the waypoint of your route. Please wait for your ship to be scanned. Exit permission from the system has been obtained. The next waypoint is being passed. N3, 2, 1. Destination reached. Calibration module activated.
So the game did save when we came into the system.
Thruster input.
Auto saved, so I'm not going to do another manual save. So again, wait until we get fairly close. Change my pips. Now, not sure here whether we might need more on weapons, because you have to destroy the modules on these ships.
Weapons online.
Sorry, on this station. And there may well be some ships defending it.
Shield recharging.
So you can see where we're being shot from. As you point at it, it highlights it. And so here come the ships. So I'm not using crews here, simply because the station obviously is stationary.
Target destroyed. Overheat.
So this one was shooting at us. As you get closer, I'll try and show you on this one. See the orange bar just underneath the word tacticals? So that's the health of the module. So just in case of going through, destroy any modules that highlight.
Our generator is
Shield
down!
recharging.
All defensive systems have lost half of their power! The staff of the generator division! Leave your post! Engineers have it destroyed! Modules repair operations were canceled! The engineers in the cabin! Leave your post! Now!
Weapons overheat.
Emergency systems are down! Crew take more damage now! The fire department is down! Open the pressure
Just giving my weapons a chance to cool down a bit there.
Target shields down. Target destroyed.
You can see the armour is dropping, presumably because everything's on fire. So just waiting for that to drop.
Station is down! Fire peak station is down!
There we go.
Everybody run to the emergency pod!
So nothing else highlights. The station is already gone, as you can see. I'll just take this guy out.
Shield recharging.
It's very kindly flying at us in a straight line. That's kind of nice.
Target destroyed.
Okay, so make sure there are no more enemies around. And you can check for loot. You can see there's a 0 there. It's difficult to read, so there is no loot. So I'm just going to put my shields on to recharge. Have a quick look around for any pods.
Pod stabilized.
And you can see we've already got 3, so that's the 4th. So even if there were more pods, we can't collect them. And again, we've leveled up, so we can carry on with that one. And choose another one. So there you go, we've run out of contracts. We're still waiting for Kold to contact us, so we can look to see if there are any others. There's a level 7, destroy the gang, and might as well take it, but first we need to find a station. So there's a mining base. I don't think those allow you to hand things in. Outposts, sometimes you can't dock at them, but we'll give it a try.
Calibration module
So
activated.
again, try not to forget, just completed an action, we're about to
Waiting
warp,
for the thruster
so hit F6. I'll leave my shield charging, so this isn't too far to go. It dropped us out a long way away from the outpost for some reason.
Landing gear deployed.
So again, something you can do here is just check to see if you picked up anything weapon-wise. So we did a burst and a burst. So that's 462, that's 407. Now these beams were pretty useless, so I'm going to take those off. Now you want to watch when you're doing this, you want the best, not necessarily the best damage, just take those off as well. But if it has a primary bonus, the primary bonus you want should be in the first slot. So that slows the target, that burst. That's every successful hit repairs the ship's armour, so that's quite a good one. That's got no bonuses, neither is that. So although the damage it does might be less, repairing the ship's armour is pretty good. And with one weapon in, you can see the damage 461.9, which is close enough to 462, and shield damage 184, 100% efficiency. Now when we add the next one, so we have 407, 444 and 477, so that's the highest damage. We put that on group 1 as well, and you can see although it does 476 damage, we actually lose some efficiency, so it's only 50% efficiency, so we don't get the 476 damage. So you might want to put the highest damage in the first slot, but in this case I want the bonus that that first slot gives us. So it's important which order you put them in. So 444, 407, so that one and then that one. Put them all on the same group. So you can see our armour damage now is 894, shield damage 357, rate of fire 5.3, and we get that repair ship armour. It's not much, but every little helps. So you might want to keep like a pulse weapon in one of the slots, because sometimes you will find, especially later on in the game, these don't do as much damage to shields as you would like, in which case you can go to group 2 and you'll see different stats. So that's that. We didn't have any of those. We haven't used any rockets, and don't think there's anything we need to keep. Might want to keep, we've got 2 damage boosters, might be handy to have some of those in the bank just in case. The rest I think we can sell. So again, for some reason not letting me. There we go. Just going to put my shields on full. Quick save, just in case. And find the door. So when you come in here, you've got ammo there, ship manager there, and most outposts are like this. Okay, so that's got rid of those. Now we just need to get some more. We need the other one. Where's the other one gone? And I think it was 3 of those because we've already restocked. And again, you can check the modules here. So 0.8 with a shield regeneration bonus. Quite nice. 6,000 shield. Pulse laser damage. Yeah, see, that increases beam damage, and we're not using beams. We do have a high engine burner there, that's quite nice. 200,000, I think we can afford that. Yeah, might get that for the shield regeneration bonus. And that gives us a better shield. So pod catchers, damage booster we can sell. So engines, the Omnifarer, gunshot aim, and make sure we get the right one. It's that one. Excuse me. Okay, so we don't need to keep the T3s. We've done that and that. Don't want a shotgun. We upgraded that. We're not using beams. And did I not sell both of those? Okay. So there you go. So you can see you've got to start upgrading your ship. You're going to need to keep upgrading it as you go. We've still got 1.2 million left. And again, you can look at different turrets. We are specifically using just ordinary turrets. So let's go down to there. Quite nice Gatling there. We're not using those. So we're using burst, and this is a blue tier 3, 693 recharge ship shield. So that's quite nice, but look at the heat per shot. So we're currently on 1.4 and 1.6, that does 4.3. So you won't be able to keep firing as long because your weapons will overheat quicker. So although it looks good and does a lot of damage, you've got to be careful of that. Let's quickly have a look at some of these. 2.8 does 653 damage. Now the disadvantage of burst, as you can see by the price, they are very, very expensive, but they also are very, very effective. So as long as I can afford them, I would go with burst. Now I'm not going to buy those just yet because of A, the heat per shot, which 2.8 isn't too bad, but it's still a lot more than the ones I've got. Just need to be aware there are better ones out there, and if you're struggling to kill a target, it might be worth investing the money to upgrade. We got rid of our captives, we've emptied our cargo, we've restocked everything we need to restock, so and somebody turned my ship round, I think.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so we need to find some more trouble to get into. So having made a few sales and changes now, just going to quick save. And let's have a look at the looking for pilot system. So there's another gang to kill there. You can do that one as a 1-star. And then if you want, you can attempt the 2 stars. Obviously the more stars you get, the harder it gets, and the little boss icon there is essentially a 4-star, so that's the most difficult. So I'm going to try and stick to the easy ones for now, because we need to build up our cash and obviously upgrade our ship. But as you can see, you can always take it on and try it, and if you fail it, just reload from before you started and go back to it later on once you've got better equipment. So we've got one for now. Let's yeah, a couple there. So start with the first one. You can see we have a route in the top left, so that means we need to jump.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Shield recharging. Target shields down. Target destroyed.
Now it's been a bit tricky.
Target shields down. Target destroyed. Shield recharging. Target shields down. Target destroyed.
There we go. So that's just with burst weapons. Now there is some loot here, and I did see a pod somewhere. There's one. So that's 2,000 away. We are travelling towards it. Take my cruise off. Don't want to get too close.
Pod stabilized.
Didn't see any other pods, but we will have a quick look around. Just grab this. That's the one we just got. Would be helpful if the pods showed up under signals, but unfortunately they don't do that. Now just wait for our probe to come back. And that was another burst weapon. Nice. Heat per shot 1.5, 589 damage. So we can use that to replace our worst performing one. So back to contracts, the other one, track it, set the route. And as it's almost certainly not in this system, be back to the Stargate. And just before we do that, just go back to our talents.
Module activated.
And I think we were improving this one.
Waiting for the thruster input.
So we're not quite there yet, we need one more point in that, and then we can do extra damage for all weapon types, which will be kind of nice. So quick save, and off to the next one.
Destination reached.
Okay, so sometimes you have to scroll out. This one's not too bad because you can see it straight away, but sometimes if they're below the screen, you have to scroll out to find them. It can be quite a long way away, as this one is.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input. Weapons online. Traffic shields down. Target destroyed.
Okay, so that wasn't too bad at all. Hardly lost our shields there, but no crates spawned, and I haven't seen any pods. A quick look around. For those avid spacers, by the way, the sound effects are just ambient. Obviously in space you wouldn't be able to hear exploding wrecks and things. But it would be a pretty boring and lonely game if there was no sounds in it. No, so no more pods. Okay, let's have a quick look. The one guy we did get 38,000, so you can see the value is going up the more we do. But we didn't get anything out of that one, we didn't level up. But we did get XP and we did get money. So that's the important thing. You can see we are out of contracts, so it's back to the galaxy web. No other simple ones have spawned. So we need to guard the factory. It, set the route, and on with the next.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Right on time. Our
Weapons
station has
online.
been under attack for some time, and we are losing power with each attack.
Okay, so our job here is to guard this factory as opposed to blowing it up. So I'm just on cruise mode, mostly power to weapons. The weapons are ready to go. Just going to wait for the attackers. Looks like we have a friend.
I think it is over. Good
Well,
job.
okay. Well, no attackers. It's interesting. That was a lot easier than I expected. And we did level up. So, again, we can put one into there. Increases weapon damage by 20%. Worth having. And the next one by 40%, so I think we'll keep going for that one. Right, now is actually quite a good time to mention the other guilds. So if you have a look in some of these others, you can see I'm ready to rank up with the Freelancers Guild. Now, generally these rank up missions can be quite tricky, so I'm not going to run straight to do that. Gain some better weapons and things first. But the Mercenaries Guild offers you missions on the planet, attacking slave traders and various other things, and that directly gives you soldier experience, which we need. Bounty Hunters Guild obviously is just purely about going out and getting bounties, and Miners Guild obviously for mining. Explorers Guild allows you to use probes to explore systems and things. Depends on your gameplay style. There are 3 other factions that you don't yet know about. They'll come as a surprise later on in the game. So generally for me, the way I play, and remember we did choose Pirate as our main category, if you want to call it that. So I would go with Mercenary Guild and perhaps Bounty Hunters Guild. It's all about monies for a pirate. So you can see the closest branch for that is 109. And her in 109. So for that you can go to the map. Just move that out of the way. We can put 109 in here. There it is. Select a route. Simple as that. Now all we need to go is back to the Stargate.
Calibration module activated. Calibration
And remember
completed.
to quick
Waiting
save.
for thruster input. Destination reached.
Okay, so here we are in the system. You just find the Mercenaries Guild.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
And here we are. So all the guilds are much the same.
Gear deployed.
Just a case of not jumping left and right. Before we go in though, we can use the services. So it doesn't have any primary item bonuses, unfortunately. So what we can do is 7744. We'll swap it for that one, but I actually want to put it in above those. So where was it? We not really interested in slowing the target down. 589. It doesn't have any primary item bonuses, so if I put it in place of that one, we'll lose the ship's armor repair. So I'm going to put it in as number 2, and then we want the next best. Okay, so 462. We could do for 589. We could do more damage. By putting it in second place, it's only 50% efficient. But 50% of a higher value is still better, so I think that's the best way of doing that. And we'll get rid of this low 1 components. We just need one more podcatcher, but I don't think we can actually hand in anything here. So again, shields on full, quick save. I don't think these guild stations ever get attacked, but it's good to get into the habit of doing it. Just looking around, I don't think any of these have any security terminals. So as you come in, we've come in here, main door. So to the right is the administration, which we don't have access to. To the left is the standard traders. You can sell that here. 149,000, quite nice. So you can buy components here. And just buy one of those. And then you actually need to be a member of the guild to access these. So that's a rank 2 and that's a rank 3. Obviously we're not a member of the guild. So you go straight across from where we came in, so there's administration over there. And you say, yes, I'd like to join please. And then obviously you need to do some kind of qualifying mission in order to get accepted.
They may be more expensive than yesterday, but much cheaper than tomorrow. So don't delay if you need it.
And just go back to services, components, and I'll chuck that in, so it takes us back to 5, even though we can't carry 5. Try and keep the stocks of that up. Right, so what's this contract? And the outpost, hack the server, upload documents. So it's kind of a perfunctory mission, this one. It's always the same.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so to find this mission, you just look for the red arrow. Sometimes it's not as obvious as that, especially if it's under a station or something. In this case, it's clearly visible. This is going to be on a planet, so just jumped into a system. It's already saved, but I will probably save when I get there, just in case anything goes wrong. I know in the latest patch, the developer has balanced ground combat. He calls it balancing. It may be more difficult than the last time I did this, but we'll see. So wait for your warp drive to cool down. And press B and look for the mission, which is always very obvious in bright purple.
The surface align process is completed, waiting for the thruster input. Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, I want to land somewhere where I have a good view on my ship of the central point. There are usually a couple of guys wandering around. Missed. Trying to get the headshot. Swinging all over the place. Missed. Obviously my sniper rifle is not the most powerful one in the world. Okay, here we go. Check to see if they dropped any loot, which they didn't. Okay, so all you have to do here is activate the console and then kill anybody that tries to stop you. Essentially they will try to get in here to stop the upload. And you can see at the top of the screen we're at 5% at the moment. And we're just going to wait. There's the first volunteer. Oh, didn't die. Oh yeah, they've made this much more difficult. Where'd he go? Oh, you swine. I didn't think I was that close to you. Wow. Crikey, what's it take to kill that guy? I need to get some cover. I'm about to die. Oh dear. So, yeah, this is why you need to have a save. I know that he's rebalanced the ground combat, but I was piling bullets into that guy. He did not die. So, try again. I think the building might be in the way, actually. Oh, I've hit him. Yeah, so if I have a look at look at that flickering. Have a look at my character. I was using the assault rifle, only does 9 damage. Sniper rifle only does 147. Pistol actually does 10 damage. It'd be better to use that. But obviously I'm diving into this mission quite early on. Might be better to come back once I've leveled up a bit.
Login successful.
I'm going to try and snipe them as they land, but that's actually harder to do than you think, because they're running about all over the shop. As you can see. Wow, where'd he go? Sniper is definitely not the best weapon for close personal shooting. Wow, stand still, dude. I think we're going to have to come back to this one. They're just all over me. Not to worry, that's what the game is about. There's always a way. Okay, so we'll abandon that one for now. My cursor's playing silly again. And we'll go and get some better weapons. Head over here, we can get rid of our passenger.
Calibration module activated. Calibration completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
Yeah, so I'm currently soldier level 4, and the suit I've got is I think a level 5. So we're not far off being able to get some better armour. Meanwhile, we can buy some better weapons. And... ooh, I'm not sure this is a particularly good station for it.
Landing gear deployed.
So I think assault rifles fall under rifles. Could possibly try a shotgun. Don't need melee, I don't think. These all do 30, and that's 24. That's 30. But they should all be our level. That's the main reason for coming here. There's a tier 3 sniper. So we'll buy that one. See if there's a better assault rifle anywhere. No, tier 2 is as good as it gets. 66, that's got an 80 magazine, does the same damage, DPS 205. And that's higher DPS but a smaller magazine. Oh, I'll take it. And then swap those over. Sure we got the right ones in. Yeah. Don't really use the pistol, but it is a useful backup. Let's just sell those. The right one? Yeah. And obviously we can look at suits while we're here, but I'm kind of loath to buy a suit. They don't have any decent, they're all tier 1s. They do give a little bit more armour. That's about it. So we'll leave the suit. Alrighty, let's see if we can do any better with these weapons.
Warp drive online. The surface align process is completed. Waiting for the thruster input.
And if this fails, then we'll just have to wait until we've gained a level or 2. Got a little POI over here. But we're not here for that.
Landing gear deployed.
Again, I can save it here, but probably not much point, because if you fail, you fail. Interesting. So let's see what we can do with these. Just the one this time. Okay. So sniper rifle is definitely the way to go, but as you saw earlier, close up with a sniper rifle is really difficult. You can zoom out with it, which would make it a lot easier, but every time you zoom, right mouse click, it zooms back in again, so that doesn't really help.
Login successful.
Use the sniper rifle if I can see the pod coming down. Almost certainly be behind me. Missed. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit better. So obviously I was just well under what I should have had weapon-wise. I think they were just pretty much the starter weapons. All coming down over there, are they? Tougher.
Login successful.
Nearly there.
Uplink successful.
Oh, nearly got him. So there we go. That's the initiation. Clearly, with the starter weapons, essentially, or the weapons that I had, they just weren't up to the job. So you can see level 3 suit. Level 4, everything else, not a problem. So that's actually a better suit. A bit less energy, but it has got HP recovery on it, so we'll have that one. So there we go. So there are POIs around the planet, such as that. You can go and investigate. It's usually a mission to take. I'm not going to do it this time, but I think that's kind of a good place to leave this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. We are now a member of the Mercenary Guild. I'll just quickly show you. So we need to rank up, obviously, but what that does is gives us access to looking for mercenary, and you can see by the icon here, whatever mission we do will give us soldier experience, as opposed to those which will give pilot experience. So, worth doing. Anyhow, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.